Well, it's an agreement that OHL will in effect complete the tunnel works. This is important principally from a point of view of risk. Remember that anybody else coming in to complete the works would have to assume the risk of the walls that have already been constructed, etc. The cost of that assumption of risk was very, very high to the government. So the easiest option for the government is that risk should remain with the party that completed the works that are already in place. From our point of view, of course, it means that the price that we have from OHL is the price that we pay. We stick with 30 million. They will have to cover the additional costs themselves, but there won't be the need now for us to procure again a new contract with third parties. Even if JBS were in charge of doing that, with OHL paying the cost, there would have been a very detailed analysis of every penny expended by JBS, which was then going to have to be paid by OHL.
So given that the Supreme Court ordered OHL to pay the cost of the works, is this a case of working off their debts?
It's not a question of working off their debt. Remember, there was an order that they had, that we were right to terminate the contract because of the extra over they were meaning to charge. We had the opportunity to then complete the works with a third party and recover from OHL the cost to us. We would have had to make that payment out. Then there would have been an attempt to recover that in quantum from OHL and an analysis, of course, of every penny spent, which would have meant a lot of time in the court, which would have meant we were not guaranteed that what we paid would be what we recovered, however carefully we had procured, what it is that we had spent, etc. So this is the best way of having a turnkey operation, so that the end of the process is OHL handing the keys to a completed tunnel done to the required standard to the government of Gibraltar.
The Gibraltar government's relationship with OHL is turbulent, and that's putting it mildly. So is there any guarantee, any mechanism, any legal mechanism in place to make sure that they work to the right standard?
Well, the relationship was so turbulent that it was terminated and then resulted in litigation. And what we've done is, as we have throughout, because the government of Gibraltar has won every stage of this litigation, but at every moment of it, whilst I've been Chief Minister, I've been reaching out and trying to avoid litigation to OHL. OHL have agreed to completely change their team working on this project. We're now being handled by the international team, not by the team that was handling the project before. A new relationship has been established. But look, there are mechanisms in place that if we don't like what is going on, if we don't like the quality, we can call in arbitrators, we can even terminate again if we have to. It's important that we have all of those protections in place, but our position is to be in good faith to hopefully receive a tunnel completed to the standard agreed by the time that the contract is due to produce this new tunnel, which is November 2018.
So what happens to GJBS now, who were contracted to work on the tunnel? Do they back out cleanly?
Yes, they back out cleanly. They've finished some parts of the work. For example, you've seen that in the area of the new affordable estate near Eastern Beach at Beachview Terraces, the area which is the end of the tunnel as it comes into Gibraltar and into Winston Churchill Avenue is almost being completed. They were concentrating on those works to start with. That is now completed or is about to be completed. They will just not continue with the next phase, which dealt with the extraction of the walls that have been completed, etc.